Good morning, boys and girls. Let me take my mask off so that you can hear me better. Today we are continuing our trend with Poetry Month. So I thought that I would start it off by we'll read some nursery rhymes, and then we'll read a poem or two, and then we will read. I can read with my eyes shut, but I think we'll do it with our eyes open. Cool. So let's go ahead and dig right in. I use this fancy bookmark to keep my page in here. This bookmark was made by Miss Peggy. I think she did a really good job. It's very pretty. Cool. So, one of the things about poetry a lot of times will be about emotion. Poetry a lot of times will be about giving you maybe some sort of whimsical, some sort of little crazy lines that will make you laugh, or some sort of little crazy lines that will maybe even make you cry. And sometimes poems are about telling a story too. And sometimes poems are just about giving you a bunch of really weird kind of things just to make you laugh. And this particular nursery rhyme that we're reading out of the original Mother Goose book is one of those ones that's just meant to give you some really weird stuff, just to sort of conjure this in your mind. This one is called The Cat and the Fiddle. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. That's the cool thing about it. It's just weird. A cat with a fiddle, the dish running away with a spoon. So whenever you read these lines, you just sort of imagine this really weird thing going on. Here's the way that they imagined it. So that's one of the cool things about poetry. It can be just really kind of just crazy and funny. Here, let's find another one. This one is called Diddle Diddle Dumpling. Diddle Diddle Dumpling, my son John went to bed with his breeches on. Breeches are like a fancy old word for pants. One stocking off and one stocking on. Diddle diddle jump dumpling, my son John. Look, he was so tired that he didn't even change into his PJs. He's just hanging out. One sock on, one sock off. And a lot of times, these things, they're just about the joy of saying just these weird words, the way that it makes your mouth feel, the way that it makes your head feel while you're saying it. Like, for example, this one, three blind mice. Three blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life? That's three blind mice. That's not very nice at all. See, they're just crazy, just weird things. To the market, to buy a fat pig. Home again, jiggity jig. To the market, to buy a fat hog. Home again, jiggity jog. To the market, to buy a plum bun. Home again, market is done. And there's the picture. Cool. Okay. And now we'll read a poem from Shel Silverstein. This one is called Hot Dog. I have a hot dog for a pet, the only kind my folks would let me get. He does smell sort of bad, and yet he absolutely never gets the sofa wet. We have a butcher for a vet, the strangest vet you ever met. Guess we're the weirdest family yet to have a hot dog for a pet. Isn't that just weird? And here's a cute little bookmark. I'll show this one to you later again. And there's another really cool poem. I think it's in the other Shel Silverstein book. Here we go. And one of the things as you get older, you'll come across poems, you'll come across things like that that you've heard before. And a lot of times, particularly if many years have gone by, you might come across something you've heard before and it might remind you of something. Like, do you ever hear a song and it reminds you of the first time that you heard it? Or do you ever see a movie and you think, oh, I saw that movie in the theater with my brother? So this poem reminds me of whenever I was a little kid. This poem is called Sick. I used to see this poem whenever I had to go to the nurse's office at school. They had this poem on the wall of the nurse's office. So whenever you lay down on the little bed that they had, you looked up and there was the poem. So this poem reminds me of that. And I think it's a pretty good poem to put in a nurse's office. It kind of makes you laugh. Cool. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. Boop, there's one more, 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. I might have the instamatic flu. I cough and I sneeze. I gasp and I choke. I'm pretty sure my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wretched. My ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold. My toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff. My voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature's 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail. And my heart is... What? What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm off to play. This is a poem that tells a story. It's very funny. So, this little kid, Peggy Ann McKay, she tells a story. She's like, oh, I can't go to school today. I'm not feeling good. And then she makes all these excuses about why she isn't feeling good. All this crazy stuff that can't possibly be true. But then, the very last line, the very last two lines, what's that you say? Today is Saturday? On Saturday, you don't go to school. She says, goodbye, I'm off to play. So she was faking it. Yeah. And there's the picture. Cool. And now let's look at the bookmarks. So I already showed you one of the bookmarks. I already showed you this one right here. So these bookmarks we just made these bookmarks. What we did is we got a little piece of cardboard. This piece of cardboard came in a packing thing that we had here at the store. So we just took that piece of cardboard and then we took a piece of construction paper and we put over it. We made some funky, fancy designs. And with this one, Miss Peggy, she put some stickers on there, and the stickers look like little flowers. I like this one. And I like this one. Look, it's a minion! So it's the same thing. She took a piece of some stuff that came in packing things. It's good to reuse stuff, to recycle and to reuse. And then she took some construction paper. You see, she took some blue construction and made a minion. I think it's awesome. And this one is actually my favorite one. This one is an elephant. This one is really cool. So she took some blue construction paper. So she took that piece of white that we had in the packing box. She took some blue construction paper. She cut it out just in a big rectangle. And then she drew an elephant. And then she cut out the elephant. And she used the packing material to make a long nose with it. And this is really cool because you can put this inside your book. And you can put it like that to keep your page. And it looks like the elephant's nose is sticking out. That's pretty cool. Cool. And so next time, I'll be reading the Mother Goose book. And I'm also going to be reading a surprise book. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to wait and find out. So Crystal will be telling you what it is next Monday. So wait for the video on Monday. Cool. So now let's read. I can read with my eyes shut. But let's read it with our eyes open. Or unless you want, if you want to, you can listen to it with your eyes shut. I can listen with my eyes shut. This one is by Dr. Seuss. I like the cover. There's the big cat in the hat with his eyes shut, and there's a little cat in the hat. Yeah, these books are really cool. I can read with my eyes shut. Look, it's some sort of bee. I can read in red. I can read in blue. I can read in pickle color too. It's got some pickle colored glasses. I can read in bed. And in purple and brown. I can read in a circle and upside down. I can read in a circle and upside down. Check it out. I like these crazy Dr. Seuss buildings. I've always really loved the Dr. Seuss buildings. I can read with my left eye. Look, he's covering up his eyes. I can read with my left eye. I can read with my right eye. Word to spell too. Whenever I was a kid, we learned how to spell M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. So it's easy to spell if you just learn this little rhyming thing. That's one of the cool things about it. Whenever you're reading poetry, you might think of something that you learned before. It might bring back a memory. I can read them with my eyes shut. Mississippi, Indianapolis, hallelujah, 2. That is very hard to do. awful lot. I like this picture because, like, you tell he's been doing that for too long and it starts to hurt. And when I keep them open, I can read with so much more speed. You have to be a speedy reader because there's so much to read. Yeah. There are tons of books to read. I read every single day. I love reading different books, different types of books. You can read about trees and bees and knees on trees. You can read about anchors and all about ants. You can read about ankles and crocodile pants. You can read about hoses. That's just open enough. Oh, the stuff you will learn. The most wonderful stuff. You'll learn all about fish bones and wishbones. You'll learn about trombones too. You'll learn about Jake, the pillow snake, and about Foo-Foo, the snoo. There's Jake, the pillow snake. You'll learn about ice. You'll learn about mice. Mice on ice. And ice on mice. Bet you their feet are cold. They're ice skating on these big things of ice. And now they're just trying to carry it above their head. I bet you their hands are getting cold. You'll learn about the price of ice. Nice ice for sale. 10 cents a pound. Those little dudes are like, wow, there's too much stuff going on. You'll learn about sad and glad and mad. There are so many things you can learn about, but you'll miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. Yeah, so be curious. Keep your eyes open. The more you read, the more you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Yeah. You might learn a way to earn a few dollars, or how to make donuts, or kangaroo collars. You can learn how to read music and play the hut-zut if you keep your eyes open, but not with them shut. Yeah, look at this. There are all these little crazy Dr. Seuss machines. I love these machines. If you read with your eyes shut, you're likely to find that the place where you're going is far, far behind. One side. That was cool. And one of the things that I really liked in this book is that there was this part in here where they're talking about that whenever you read that you can go places. Let's see. Let's find it. I thought it was really cool. The more you read, the more things you will know. the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. So that's one of the cool things about reading a poem or reading a book. You can go off to a faraway place. It can be some real place, like you can read a book about London, or you can read a book about India. You can read a book about all sorts of different places. Or it might be an imaginary place, like one of these crazy Dr. Seuss worlds. That's one of the cool things that reading can do for you. It can take you to a completely different place. Cool. So thank you for joining me this time. And I look forward to seeing Silverstein poems, and of course, a Mother Goose rhyme or two. So, I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great weekend. Just keep reading. Thank you. Bye.